So welcome to Unit 4, Lesson 1, which is on sequences. Just to refresh your memory, this is something that you did in Algebra 1, and it's now coming back in Algebra 2. So it's not much different. There's only one additional thing that we're going to be adding the next lesson, but for right now, there's nothing crazy, nothing different. So we're going to start out by talking about just arithmetic versus geometric. So I always try to remember arithmetic as you're adding to get to the next term. So like in this case right here, right, we can see that there is a number being added. In this case specifically, it's plus 4. So if you didn't know how to find that number, you can take our second term, which is a2, and subtract it from a1. So a2 minus a1 is 5 minus 1, which is equal to 4. And 4 is a number called a common difference. The letter is D, okay? So, boom. This right here is the formula to find any term. So if I said continue this pattern to the thousandth, your hand is eventually going to hurt, and you might even lose track a little bit. So this formula will help you find a future term. All right. So things that you need to know, okay, is you need to know notation. Bam, it's bigger. So things that we need to know is we have an. And an is going to represent the current term. It's the term that we're talking about currently. An minus 1 is going to be the previous term, so this is one behind. And an plus 1 is the next term, okay? That's one ahead. So arithmetic again is when you add to get to the next number. And there is a formula for it. So an is equal to a1 plus n minus 1d. And then for geometric, the difference for geometric is there's an m in geometric, and this stands for multiply. This is where you multiply to get to the next number. So for example, in the example that we have here, right, from 3 to 6 to 12 to 24, our ratio, the r, in this case is 2, because we are multiplying by 2, as you see here, to get to the next number. And again, if you don't know how to find that easily, if we take a2 divided by a1, right, do the opposite. So in this case, a2 is 6 divided by a1 is 3. So 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2, and that is our common ratio. So our ratio is 2, okay? All right. So the formula for our geometric sequence is right here. Looks similar to the arithmetic, but instead of a times, the arithmetic has a plus. And so, like I said, some similarities. Um, you are going to need to memorize these formulas to be able to apply them. So let's talk about doing a problem. So model problem number 1, we want to find the 50th term of the sequence. So here we want to find A50. So let's go ahead and start plugging in some numbers, right? So here what we just found out is n is equal to 50. And to do that, right, our A1 is our first term. So here in this case, we're going to plug in the number 3. So this is our A1. Then we have a plus sign next. And then our n, right, we just said is 50. So we're going to put parentheses 50 minus 1. And we're going to multiply by our common difference. So here you might be able to see easily that our difference is 2, because it's what's going up by. But again, if you're not really sure, a2 minus a1 is equal to 5 minus 3, which is equal to 2. So our common difference here is 2, okay? So we're going to multiply by 2. And then we just plug this into our calculator. So I just plugged it into the calculator exactly as is, and we hit enter, and we get 101. So what that means is our 50th term is equal to 101. So that is our answer. Okay, so instead of sitting there trying to continue this pattern, you could just plug it into our formula. All right, model problem number 2. So find the first 4 terms. So find the first 4 terms, that's what we're looking for. So we're looking for A1, A2, A3, and A4. Okay, So to start, they give us, right? A1 is 5. So in the A1 line, I just put 5 there, okay? Now, how do we find A2, which is the next term that we're looking for, which goes right here, okay? So how do we find that? To find A2, you do 3 plus, so I'm just going to follow this rule right here, okay? I'm going to follow this rule. And the rule says you're going to do 3 plus 2 times, and remember, an minus 1 stands for previous, the previous term. So I'm going to do 3 plus 2 times the previous term. So what was the previous term? In A1, right? Our previous term was 5. So here I'm going to do 3 plus 2 times 5. 2 times 5 is 10 plus 3 is 13. Or use a calculator. Okay? So that is A2. So here we go, right? We could plug it in here. And then this is going to give us our 13. Okay? To find A3, I'll just continue the pattern here since I already have it. I'm going to take 3 plus 2 times the previous term. So this number goes here. Okay? So 2 times 13, 26, plus 3 is 29. And again, if you're not really sure what this is, just plug it into the calculator, like for example, the next one. So here I'm going to take the 29, I'm going to plug it into my line because I want the first 4 terms. So I'm going to take my calculator and do 3 plus, right, 2 times 29. Close parentheses, hit enter, and I get 61. So my answer is 13, 29 comes next, and then 61, right? All 4 of those numbers. So the final answer, 5, comma, 13, comma, 29, comma, 61, right? That is our first 4 terms. That is our answer. So we're going to stop, do the check for understanding.